Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with a new chapter of pathology section. It's for BSc Nursing second year students. That's the cellular growth and neoplasm. So let's see what is cellular growth and neoplasm. The proliferation and immaturation of cells in the body is a tightly regulated process based on the replicative capacity cells that can be classified as labile, stable or permanent cells. If due to any reason the growth or proliferation of the cells becomes dysregulated or uncoordinated, the cells start proliferating autonomously and produce tumors or neoplasm. It says that if there is any disturbance in the cell cycle, so there will be dysregulation and uncoordinated cell function, which may lead to the proliferation of the cell, and it may cause production of tumors. The term cancer, tumor is when become gray, so it leads to cancer. So the term cancer refers to the malignant tumor. Cancer is a class of disease in which a group of cells displays uncontrolled growth or division beyond the normal limits, invasion or intrusion and destruction of adjacent tissues. Sometimes metastasis is spread to the other location in the body via lymphatic channels or bloodstream. Cancer is a leading cause of morbidity and mortality worldwide. It is a multifactorial disease which results due to dysregulation in the normal pattern of cell growth. The branch of medicine concerned with the study, diagnosis, treatment and prevention of cancer is called as oncology. So, by reading the above paragraph, we have known about the cancer, which is a class of disease in which there is uncontrollable growth of the cells or division may occur beyond the normal limit, and there will be destruction of adjacent tissues also. And metastasis means that destructed tissues may also spread via lymphatic channels or bloodstreams, cause is metastasis. So cancer may be the cause of the morbidity, that is the sick rate, and mortality, that is the death rate. Let's see about the neoplasm. What is neoplasm? The term neoplasm literally means a new growth. Means here the neoplasm means there is a new growth of the cells, and neoplasm or tumor is thus an abnormal mass of tissue formed as a result of excessive uncontrolled autonomous or purposeless proliferation of cells. So neoplasm mainly means that it will be the new growth of the cells, and the tumor if occurs, then it is an abnormal mass of the tissue formed as a result of excessive uncontrolled autonomous and purposeless proliferation of cells. It is formed when the growth of cells exceeds at the normal rate, beyond the normal rate, and continues unhindered even after cessation of the stimulus. Means if the stimulus is stopped further, then also there is continuous hindrance will occur, which induces the change. Neoplasm may be benign or malignant. It can be benign or malignant, and depending upon the rate of their growth, the invasiveness and propensity to spread the distant organs will increase. The precursor lesion of some malignancy is called as carcinoma in situ or precancer. So we will talk about the carcinoma in situ. Neoplasm we have already known, so the excessive growth of uncontrolled cells. Carcinoma in situ, it is used for usually epithelial cancers, cancer in place, intraepithelial place, so carcinoma in situ CIS or intraepithelial neoplasm means it's also called as intraepithelial neoplasm, which means cancer in place. They represent the transformation of an epithelium to one in which the cells undergo essentially no maturation and display dysplastic changes, thus may be considered as cancer-like. In this, there is transformation of the epithelial cells to the one cells which undergo essentially no maturation, and then it's happened the dysplastic change. Thus, it may be considered as cancer by. In the cell also loses their identity, and they cannot means revert back to primitive cells. They can be go back to their primitive type in form, where they rapidly grow and without losing their identity, without regulation. CIS is an early form of carcinoma defined by absence of invasions of surrounding tissue. Yeah, CIS is in early form of carcinoma. Means in the initial form of cancer when it starts. So it is the initial form of carcinoma in which there is absence of invasions of surrounding tissues. Invasions we have learned upward. Invasion is we have seen here. Invasion is the intrusion on and destruction of adjacent tissues. So what happened here in the cells? There is invasion doesn't occur. There is no destruction of surrounding tissues. The neoplastic cells in the carcinoma in situ proliferate in their normal habitat and do not usually form a tumor. They usually do not form the tumor, but they can form the cancer, but they usually do not form tumor. CIS is not overtly invasive or destructive, but has potential to progressive invade the malignancy if left untreated over time. Means CIS is a little form of initial stage of cancer when it starts or the tumor starts, and if it is not taken care properly, then it may lead to form the tumor and then to the cancer. When explaining a laboratory report to a patient, most doctors will refer to all CIS as precancer, not cancer. However, because most of the form of CIS have a real potential to turn into invasive carcinoma, doctors will usually recommend it. Then let's see. The lesions completely to be removed. Therefore, CIS is usually treated much the same way as the malignant tumor. So, benign tumor is not that cancerous form, but malignant tumor is the most cancerous form. So, CIS is also treated as a malignant tumor because it can be causing the cancer. So, it can be caused cancer if not taken care. So, like malignant tumors are treated, it should be treated. Examples of CIS include CIS in bladder, which can give rise to bladder carcinoma, squamous intraepithelial lesions like SILS and uterine cervix, then ductal carcinoma in situ, DCIS of the breast, bovine disease of the skin, prostatic intraepithelial neoplasm. So we again can see the CIS include there is a CIS in bladder, giving rise to bladder carcinoma, squamous intraepithelial lesions in uterine cervix, then ductal carcinoma in situ of the bowel, breast, then bovine disease of the skin. And here we will see the nomenclature. What is nomenclature and how the nomenclature will act, that we are going to see. Firstly, let's see nomenclature. The nomenclature: benign tumors and malignant tumors. It's most frequently asked question about the difference between the malignant and benign tumors. So let's see full attention. Benign tumors are usually designated by adding suffix "oma" to cells from which the tumor has developed. For example, lymphoma is a benign tumor of the adipocytes. Then benign tumors are slow-growing lesions that are well developed, well encapsulated and remain localized to one side. Means it is a type of tumor or cancer which grows slowly, and these are capsulated with a capsule cover, and then they are only towards one site only. They do not transform into cancer. And malignant tumors are commonly called as cancer. They invade and destroy the surrounding tissue. Means metastasis can occur here. Means spread to the distant tissue. Metastasis here invasive also can occur. and eventually kill the host. Malignancies are also named according to the cells of the origin. Malignant tumor arising from the epithelial tissues are called as carcinomas. Those arising from the squamous epithelial are called as squamous cell carcinomas, while those arising from the glandular organs are called as adenocarcinoma. Malignancies arising from mesenchymal tissues are called as sarcomas. For example, fibrosarcoma, chondrosarcoma, osteosarcoma. So we have seen the base thing. Benign tumors have oma and malignant tumors are carcinoma because of epithelial tissues arising. And mesenchymal tissues, if they are arising, then these are sarcoma, like fibrosarcoma. So now the characteristics of benign and malignant tumor. Most important question asked, students, please pay attention on it. Terms like carcinoma is made of epithelial cell, adeno glands made of epithelial cell. If adeno is added, then these are glands made of epithelial cell which helps in secretion. And the areas of the cell will divide into endometrium, myometrium and ectometrium. Layers. So benign tumors are slow growing, well circumcised or encapsulated and remain localized to one site. We have seen earlier only. They do not spread to distant organ, do not possess any malignant potential, and malignant tumors on the other hand proliferate rapidly, are locally invasive and spread to distant organ. Majority of the tumors can be clinically or morphologically categorized into benign and malignant on the basis of their certain properties. The categorization of the tumor as benign or malignant relies on the following features. Let's see what is that following features, how we can rely. The feature should be the characteristics. If these characteristics occur, then only the benign and malignant tumor can be categorized. So this is also important to know about the things, differences which occurs. So in this the differences are rate of growth, circumcision, local invasion, metastasis, cessation of growth means stoppage of growth, differentiation means difference in size, shape or color, anaplasia means absence of cell growth or development, mitosis, hemorrhage and necrosis. So what are the features? Rate of growth, circumcision, local invasion, metastasis, cessation of growth, rate of growth and cessation of growth are there, circumscription are there, local invasion and metastasis we already seen, and differentiation, anaplasia is also there, and mitosis, metastasis, mitosis, hemorrhage and necrosis also is seen there. So see, rate of growth slow and steady, and here rapid and unpredictable. Some may be slow growing, circumscription, well circumscribed, encapsulated, poorly circumscribed, unencapsulated. Local invasion, do not invade the surrounding tissues, and here infiltrate into the adjacent tissue. So here it is growth is slow and steady, here rapid growth is there, and it is unpredictable, cannot be predictable. Maybe it can be slow growing also. Circumscription is well circumscribed, protected and encapsulated. It is poorly circumscribed, not at one side, and it is unencapsulated and it can spread. Local invasion, do not invade the surrounding tissue, it infiltrates into the adjacent tissue. Then metastasis is absent, here it is usually present. Cessation of growth, metastasis, then again spreading to the other diseases, and cell growth abnormally increases. Cessation of growth very common, and here unusual. Differentiation, well differentially to poorly differentiated and often undifferentiated. Anaplasia absent, here it is present. Mitosis usually absent, and here high mitotic activity often with an abnormal mitotic figures. Then hemorrhage and necrosis. Hemorrhage may be seen as a secondary change. Necrosis is rare, and here it's very frequently present. Hemorrhage may be seen as a secondary change. Necrosis is rare, and here very frequently present. So we can see that hemorrhage occurs, bleeding may occur very fast. Examples are lipoma, fibroadenoma, oma is added here, and here sarcoma and carcinoma is added. Then, degree of cellular differentiation. Differentiation refers to the extent to which the tumor cell resembles into normal counterpart or cell of origin, how the cell is differentiated from its normal cells or it's resembling its normal counterpart or not. Benign tumors are very well differentiated and closely resemble to their normal counterpart. Means they are well differentiated and closely alike with the counterpart. But malignant cells, on the other hand, show a wide range of differentiation. They can become very well differentiated to absolutely undifferentiated, wherein determining their lineage become a challenging task for the histopathologist. These undifferentiated tumors are often referred to as anaplastic, and the malignant cells often show the following morphological features. These are the main morphological features which may be shown by the malignant cell. These are pleomorphism, hyperchromasia, nuclear enlargement or nucleomegaly, increased mitosis or abnormal mitotic features, formation of tumor giant cells. Now we'll read about the next is, that is the rate of growth. Benign tumors are slow growing gradually over a period of time, and most malignant neoplasms grow very rapidly. So growth rate tumors usually relate with the level of the differentiation of the tumor. These all things which we are reading is already described in the table. So we are seeing in detail only. Circumscription. Most of the benign tumors are very well circumscribed. Means these are outer capsules or covering of the skin of the males or of any organ layer is there. So most of the benign tumors are well circumscribed and usually surrounded by a fibrous capsule like lipoma, fibroadenoma, or a compressed ring of surrounding normal tissue, example leiomyoma. The tumors which are surrounded by fibrous capsules are called as encapsulated. Malignant neoplasms are generally unencapsulated and are characterized by their infiltrate growth pattern, which extends into the surrounding tissue and organs. Invasiveness is one of the most important features distinguishing the malignant from the benign tumor. Now we'll talk about the metastasis or transformation. Metastasis refers to the spread of tumor cells from one part of the body to the another. Metastasis to what? It occurs the transformation of the metastasis. The metastasis occur as the transformation of the metastasis. The metastasis occur as the metastasis transformation refers to the spread of tumor cells from one part of the body to the another. The tumor cells may spread via bloodstream or the lymphatic channel, and metastasis is a hallmark for malignancy because benign tumors do not metastasize. Then implantation cells. Implantation refers to the treatment of new cells, refers to the transfer of neoplastic cells from one serous or mucous surface to another by direct contact. Here what occurs? The transfer of neoplastic cells occurs from one serous membrane to the other through direct contact. Body cavities are commonly involved, and because of their lack of cohesiveness, neoplastic cells growing on epithelial surface are prone to shed into the surrounding spaces, and implantation is a feature of some malignant neoplasms. Now the main difference between the normal cells and the cancer cells, that we will discuss in the next part. Thank you.